on Akalon Wastes. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Top left-hand corner. Ladies and gentlemen, I should say, because I know that all Roddy's fangirls are tuning in.
All of them, I'm not too sure about that, Ben. But we may hope it's at least one or two.
Top left-hand corner, the Red Protoss player. It's Liquid Hero. We all love him. You want to talk about somebody with a large female fan base? It's Liquid Hero. The girls love Liquid Hero.
The guys love Liquid Hero too. I love Liquid Hero.
I wish I was as handsome as Liquid Hero.
I wish I was as rich as Liquid Hero.
Down in the bottom right, Hero's opponent, representing Team Axiom. The blue Terran is Heart.
You talk about successful Protoss players, Ben. There are not many who have shared the same amount of success as Hero.
I feel like this command center is pointing in the wrong direction. Doesn't the ramp usually face the minerals?
Yeah, your camera is flipped, Ben.
Well, yours is too.
No, it's normal.
No.
Ben, it's normal.
Oh, I've got the weird glitch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yours is.
I hate it when that happens.
I don't know what's going on.
So sometimes your camera will freak out and just adopt a strange angle. Mine has done that, so I'm looking at the world from a new perspective.
Don't worry, guys. Ben still knows how a command center looks. It just looks a little different on his screen.
Man, this looks so strange.
I know it's been a while, but
I've never seen the command center from this point of view.
you know, Ben, looking at Heart's history before in WCS, before the action really kicks in, as we see, he is going to open up with a Reaper. So perhaps Hero has to fear the Reaper man. You know, Heart was in Challenger League Season 1, and back then everyone thought like, okay, you know, Heart might make it to Premier League, might not for Season 2. Actually, back then, surprisingly, he went 0-2-0-2. He lost against Stasia, he lost against Ghost User, he lost against Stasia in the bracket, then he lost against Ghost User in this group, then he also lost against the SCC. So 3 very strong players, but then, bam, he was out of Challenger League, so he had to re-qualify. And he did that in style, by the way, because he defeated fantastic players. He went 2-0 against Masan, 2-0 against Mini, the Protoss from STX, 2-0 against Tassadar, a very strong Protoss from Korea as well, and 2-0 against Lucky. So he had a great run coming back into Challenger. Now he's here. Coming back into Challenger. He went through Challenger, now he's here in Premier.
Might even say he started from the bottom, Kev.
Yep. He lost to Nesty, but was able to defeat Major and Alicia on his way to Premier League this season.
Pretty familiar openings, just like what we saw Neeb doing, with the exception of that command center being up on the high ground. It is a Reaper opening into Reactor. Zealot Stalker Mothership Core out here for Hero, so he's going to push across the map.
And this should be more than fine for Heart. It looks a little dicey, but these Marines will spawn in time. They will be able to get into the bunker, and the bunker being on top of the ramp, not near this big ramp, is going to make his life a lot easier. And Hero's going to be like, dang it, I wish I was able to just walk by that bunker. Come on, put your Marines in it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Or perhaps he wants to. Perhaps he wants him to run by. Do you think this is a setup? He just wants to kill these units?
I guess he could.
He's waiting for the 4 Marines, and then he's able to fight this army. Time warp is going down. It should be enough.
Spending the time warp, it means that Hero is actually committing to doing some damage here and succeeding in doing some damage as another Stalker is going to join the fray. Oh, the new Stalker gets surrounded! That's not what you want to have. He's trying to wiggle out. But he does wiggle out. Wow, what a crazy little bit of early game harass.
But in my opinion, Hart called this upon himself. If he would have just put these 2 Marines in here at first, he'd get a couple of free shots off, and his entire life to defend this is just a little bit easier. I guess he just wanted to set up a trap, but that really backfired. And in my opinion, you're taking a risk then which isn't necessary, because at best possible scenario, you're going to kill a Zealot and a Stalker. Is that worth losing, you know, quite a bit of units for?
Well, I don't think so.
Taking a look at the... he lost 4 SCVs, which, you know, isn't too bad, but still, it's kind of bad. Right now, Marines are out of position as well. He might lose an additional SCV over here in the mineral line. Stalkers are still at the bottom of his ramp, so it's going to be hard for him to get a bunker down.
Oh, Stalkers just want to run right up the ramp. Now there's 3 Stalkers in the main base. Mothership Core does go down, but I don't think Hero's quite got enough to micro against these Marines. He's going to try, though. SCV's off the line once again. And every Marine's gonna fall, but with more reinforcements popping out, Hero will lose all these Stalkers. This might have been wasteful on Hero's half.
Yeah, I think 3 Stalkers and a Mothership Core for a couple of Marines is not a very good trade for Hero.
Yeah, didn't kill any additional SCVs.
No. So that was excellent by Hart, by the way. We should point that out, being that he was able to snipe that Mothership Core. Now with these 3 Rexes, perhaps Stim halfway done, and the Stargate follow-up by Hero, and the Mothership Core being down, which means not that many photon overcharges. Did Hart suddenly create a timing for himself?
It's a possibility. We see extra gateways going down from Hero. There's an Oracle out, so one thing that Hero did succeed in doing, if he didn't kill a bunch of SCVs, he sure as hell softened up a bunch of SCVs. So that Oracle could stand to pick up a few easy kills.
And if I was Hard, the last thing I would expect after this opening is an Oracle flying into my main base. But still, the moment Stim is ready, his army is going to be so much stronger than the army of Hero. Look at Hero trying to go sort of aggressive again with Stalkers on the other side of the map. There is a Marauder here as well. There's no concussive shell.
Way too YOLO, Hero, as he pokes up that ramp with just 2 Stalkers against a much larger Bioforce.
Stim is ready in 40 seconds. Right now, this mineral line is completely exposed, though.
Surprise,
Oracle.
surprise, here comes the Oracle. 3 SCVs die immediately. A couple of Marines going to go down as well. But Hart does a good enough
Hero going to
job.
try to get a sentry out and zone all the units into the main base?
No way.
That would be too sick, right?
I mean, he's got the pylon. He hasn't tried warping into sentry yet. Oracle is actually going to end up dying, so we still have to ask, was it even worth it? He killed 5 SCVs and some Marines.
Stim is ready right now, just against 6 Stalkers. I actually, well, 1 Marauder, 14 Marines. I think Hart can Stim and kill a lot of Stalkers over here.
By a lot, it might mean all of them, as Hero's taking massive damage. And only 2 Stalkers left. Every single Stalker is going to fall. Oh, this is terrible for Hero.
Wow.
1 very lucky Stalker will escape.
The nightmare. Never again.
He killed all my friends.
This is like a hangover morning. Like, I'll do that never again.
This Stalker's going to go back to the base. He's going to retire. He's going to become a mad scientist, and he's going to create immortals.
Well, I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to do all his research events. Phoenix is in production right now as well, which I find very interesting, because that means that it's going to take even longer before Hero is going to have something that's really strong against Stim Bio. In my opinion, Ben, Hero is in a world of trouble right now. He lost 2,200 resources against 1,500. Yes, he did outmine his opponent. Yes, he still has a worker lead, but he really doesn't have anything that's good against Stim Bio other than force fields and the photon overcharge, and that's why we can see a photon cannon going down. I actually think that's a super smart cannon.
So we, or I should say, you asked the question earlier that does Hart have a small timing window with this Stim finishing up and with Medivacs coming out? I would say after what Hero has shown us, Hart might have a gaping timing chasm here.
He has the Grand Canyon.
He sure does, and I think he could stumble and still fall into it and win this game. But we're going to have to wait and see if he is in fact able to execute Hero with a probe out on the map, spots this army moving.
Well, if you have no observers, you might as well do that. Very cute.
Yep.
Poor probe, though. Very unfortunate moment to be sent out.
Probes are little robots, though. They don't really have souls, so it's not a big deal.
That's not true, Ben. I see them feels.
Hart stemmed and ran up that ramp, saw what was waiting for him, and is now... What are you going to do, Hart? Are you reconsidering? Are you going to continue with the aggression? We're going to have to wait and see. Hero has left his Phoenixes up in the main base to defend against potential drops. Hart knows that there is Stargate tech out, guys, because he did kill that Oracle.
I like that a lot from Hero, because the Phoenixes keep him safe, you know, in a position where his gateway units can't be, and his ramp is being kept safe by this one little sentry, and this photon overcharge, and this cannon. So Hero is at least, you know, creating a sort of stable situation for himself. He does have absolutely 0 map control.
Yeah, and Hart, I think, very intelligently taking a fast third base right behind this. He isn't necessarily going to try to do anything crazy. He's just going to back right off. And honestly, Kev, I feel like this might give Hero a gateway back into this game. With Stim in charge finishing up, his upgrades are pretty good.
Yeah. You know, Hero did a very good job at least creating a very safe and stable situation for himself, but that doesn't mean that he's suddenly in a good position. He's going to warp in his 3rd Nexus right now. That's a little bit late. This is very unfortunate for Hero. His Phoenixes arrive right when the SRV finishes building his command center. He will be able to pick up a few SRVs here and there.
Lifting some mules, just harassing that worker line. Good job here by Hero. Phoenixes will dart away, but
still up 5 workers. He's researching Storm right now. But still, I still think it's going to be very hard for Hero to actually fight this army of Hart with just you know, storms are able to deal a crazy amount of damage, and they probably will, or maybe even land a couple of feedbacks here and there. And that's all going to be good, but you also need something to really finish off the units. And right now, oh, actually he has charge already.
Yeah, he has charged zealots and +2 armor. So I think it's getting
when
better.
When did he get charge?
It was the first thing he did with his Twilight Council, man. Charge finished up. It was finishing when Hart was leaving, backing off of his aggression. Hart's going to push forward once more with a much larger army this time. Now, one thing that Hero doesn't have... No, I'm wrong about that, too. He does have High Templar with energy, so he might be able to fight this.
There's a lot of medevacs.
God, he's got to be so careful, man. Those medevacs have a ton of energy.
Look at the 9 medevacs.
And here comes Hart. Oh, a great storm by Hero. Kills a lot of Marines and softens up a lot more of the bio, so Hart's going to have to think twice
killed 8 units
about engaging this army. He might actually just go all the way home. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of a run by. A couple of zealots making their way into the third base. They're going to get a few SCV kills.
No, the medevacs are kind of left behind, so these Phoenix are trying to pick off on these medevacs. Ignite Afterburner is being used. 1 medevac will fall, but that's it for now. Zealots are being cleaned up as well.
Dude, Hero is back in this game suddenly. It's 136 supply to 149. Economically, he's got enough probes to keep up, and he's got a very scary army. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of freshly warped in zealots, but this is going to allow him to get position on the natural of Hart.
Maybe he's able to lift up a couple of ghosts. Ghost trying to land an EMP right now. That would be a massive EMP on Phoenixes and High Templars.
He's got to be so careful. Good. Oh, great storm by Hero. Huge storm by Hero. Look at all the orange and red. Snipes are going to go down. One more storm will fall, but for all intents and purposes, this has been deflected.
He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to deal with it.
While this was going on, these zealots have been harassing both the natural and the main base. And
well, come on right in. You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is going to be super annoying for Hart to deal with.
Hero's being incredibly annoying, and Hart is now kind of having to multitask just to keep himself from losing tons and tons of
Hero's throwing away a lot of resources, though. Yes, he is able to kill a few units here and there, but this is not for free. And Hero's economy has never been that great that he can just be like, oh, he has 12 zealots.
Oh, he's going to lift and kill some ghosts. Oh, this is so nice. No ghosts are going to fall because Hero's afraid of those Marines, I guess.
I would not mind a single EMP on those Juicy Phoenixes.
Yeah, that would mean no more lifting. I think that would have been very smart.
No more lifting. That's very sad if you all know. Hey, the Governor, no more lifting for you. Imagine if you can EMP Terminator. That would be great.
The ghost is like, bro, do you even lift? And Arnold's like, not anymore.
Probably. 83 army supply against 112. A couple of SCVs in the mix now as well. How many High Templars do we have on the map, though?
Careful, Hero. You don't want to lose your Phoenixes. One of them is going to fall. Zealot's going to come swarming in, but terrible angle to engage from. And with the ghosts out, Hart's position is suddenly looking really good once more. 176 supply against 155. Mothership Core is in an awkward position. Great. High ground. High Templar will EMP a few, or feedback a few ghosts. But
Time Warp and Storm, very well done here by Hero, but still he has to be careful. He still has 8 High Templars though, only 7 ghosts remaining. It's all gonna come down to the good old dance of ghosts and High Templars. So far, there is the High Templars.
I don't know if they have enough energy. Hero, pay attention to your Templar. He's gonna lose all 3 of them. No damage dealt. Here's some storms from the high ground though. They're gonna help. Colossus up there as well. With the Warp In and Zealots coming down from behind, will Hero be able to repel this? I think he might. It still is very reliant on the Colossus, on the Storm.
Oh, this Colossus just doesn't die over there on the high ground. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Reinforcements coming in there. Most of these Zealots, I want to say Argon. The Colossus is finally dead, but so are most of these bio units. I think Hero will stabilize with additional Warpins, even though more reinforcements coming in for Hart as well. What a close fight.
Reinforcements might save the day. Marauders very well positioned. They're going to get a lot of probe kills now. Hero's fighting with his probes. That means every worker in this third base is going to die. And I think this might end up being a killing blow. There is a new Colossus out, but there does not appear to be enough to answer for the bio of Hart. This Colossus is going to go down. Hero well below 70 supply at this point in the game. His third base is dead. His workers in the natural are dwindling.
That fight lasted so long, but Hart doing a fantastic job in making sure that all of the Rexes are ready to cross the map. So his reinforcements really made the difference in my opinion, because this would have been really close. There were a couple of Phoenixes left as well. They could have eventually started picking away at these medevacs. Most of the medevacs did go down, but not before, as you mentioned. A couple of Bayous were able to kill all those probes, and eventually the Nexus in that third base.
Yep, that's it, man. This one is all over. Good game gets called as Hart
Man, that was a